Hey there. Happy Money Making Monday.
Yes, happy Money
Yeah.
Making Monday, y'all. Welcome back. It's good to
Welcome
see
back.
y'all.
Welcome. Yeah. Yeah. I am Quintaria Brunson. I'm a financial strategist that is so serious about um, giving my community exit strategies that allow them to live and leave the legacy that they desire. Exit strategies using life insurance and lifetime income, real estate, business purchasing, and mindset, and just really encouraging more of us to be at the table. Because, if you're not at the table, you're on the menu. So I've definitely found
Ah,
myself doing more and more community. I've been in community engagement for a while, but I'm encouraging others to come and sit at the table with me as well. That's a bit about what I do. My partner here, Miss Mercedes Coates,
yes,
tell us about yourself.
yes. Thank you so much, guys. I'm Mercedes Coates. I am from the DMV area. I specialize in anything that has to do with protecting your income, your assets, and your life savings. That's what I do. I show you how to structure financial plans to do so at any age, from birth all the way until your time expires. Guys, we are so excited for you to be here today. Another Money Making Monday, and we have a
Yes.
wonderful topic in just
These
15
money
minutes.
making
We're
Mondays.
going to take
We
a deep
always have
dive.
good topics.
Yeah.
Always good topics.
Yes, yes, yes.
Today, our conversation will be about long-term care.
Yes.
And like I always do about this time, we don't take a lot of your time. If you
Nope.
got 15 minutes, you
15 minutes.
have time to hear about and really recenter your life so
Yep.
that you can win, right?
Hmm.
But I want to start with a quote, and it says, expect the best,
Mm.
prepare for the worst,
Mm.
capitalize on whichever comes.
Hey, I
By
love
Zig
it.
Ziglar. Yep.
Perfect.
Expect the best, prepare for the worst, capitalize on whichever comes. So let's dig into it.
Hmm.
As we talk about and think about long-term care, I know that we, in a previous Money Making Mondays session that we did, I
Hmm.
talked about how psychologically it is very hard for us as humans to connect with our future self. It is easier for us to connect with a neighbor or someone that you work with or something than it is for us to connect with our future selves. And one of the suggestions I made was to like put a picture of yourself in one of those aging type
Hmm.
apps and put that somewhere so you can consider your future self. So knowing that it's difficult at times for us to really think and prepare for our self 40 years from now, 50 years from now, heck, even 10 years from now,
Yeah.
sometimes, what are ways that annuity products, life insurance products can help people put that on a set it and forget it type type situation.
Yeah, as I always talk about, guys, the evolution of these financial concepts, they are really becoming more modern to what we need today, right? I think honestly, Quintaria, it's really not just about 10, 20, 30, 40 years. This can be next year because
Mm,
derailment can happen at any time at any age, right? Especially if you're a business owner. So some of the things that I want to kind of speak on today is how life insurance has evolved, a new concept called living benefits,
come on now.
where people have access to lump sums of money in the event they get severely sick or ill, or in a car accident where they can't perform their regular activities of daily living,
Hmm.
eating, bathing, toileting, dressing on their own. Having these living benefits in place, I believe, actually lowers, not even believe, I know for a fact, it lowers the cost of what you would pay for standalone uh, benefit plans like cancer plans, critical
Yeah.
illness, or hospital plans. These living benefits now attached to life insurance are a great way to lower your cost, but have larger amount of sums of money to access in the event those things happen.
Yeah. And I'll say this because I'm not sure who all knows. I know you know, Mercedes. Recently,
Mhm.
my mom suffered a couple of strokes, and it was like the world stopped. And she
Yeah.
had certain things in place, but everything seemed to have a caveat like, oh, well, not this or not that, So it is so important
Yeah.
for us to have these conversations, put the right things in place. And it would have been so much easier, Mercedes, if more things were in one place than me having to, because my mom's retired now. So I'm trying to call, like she was a teacher. So I'm trying to call the school board she used to work for. And then I'm trying to call her health insurance. Like
Find
there's
out.
all of this that I'm trying to figure
It's all
out
over the place.
on top of, and even she said it, and I said it too, like I wish we had certain things in
Yeah.
place. And that's part of what we do here is we share our real life stories,
Yeah.
and continue to put ourselves in position, but to help our community get in position too. So one thing I want to say with long-term
Yeah.
care, before you get into some stats or whatever, just from a personal experience, it really made me see and say, like, okay, you've got to do better, Quintaria, with making sure that you have things in a easy, convenient place, so that should I ever be in that position, and the older we get, the more likely, something's gonna malfunction or whatever, that my children or those caring for me can I won't be a burden on them.
Yeah. For sure. I mean, having that conversation is where it has to start,
Mhm.
especially most of us are in what we call a sandwich generation where we either still got some dependents or grandbabies we
Mhm.
depending on us, right? But also our aging parents. And so now is the time to have those conversations as to what do you have in place, not just saying, oh, I think I got something or I do. Let's actually look at it and let's see what do you have in place, right?
Yeah.
So if there's a way to kind of consolidate those things into one, which there is a way, there's one key company that I like to use to kind of consolidate those things, where you can have your living benefits, your access to that money, the life insurance component, and the retirement all in one concept. So it
Yeah.
does make it easier than to call around. But I will say, since we're on long-term care, actually Fidelity came out this year in August and said that the average cost for a couple in retirement for long-term care needs is going to be about 315,000. Um,
Mm. And
that's
that
just
and
long.
that that's a little conservative. I've done business taxes for nearly 20 years now, and I have seen the cost of long-term care,
Yeah.
be easily 50 to 150,000, depending on the facility that people are in. And Mercedes, we're living longer.
Oh
So
yes,
we're living longer,
it's going
and
to cost more.
unfortunately, we're living longer unhealthy,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that's a double whammy.
Listen, we like to eat all this good stuff, right? Everybody is a chef.
Yeah.
Everybody is this and that. I mean, it's smothered in gravy. It's smothered in. Listen, we like to eat. I
I
get
haven't
it.
eaten yet,
But
Mercedes. You're making me hungry.
but we do have to consider the long-term effects. And
Mhm.
Quintaria, being in this industry, I will tell you more recently, since 2023, 2024, I'm seeing a lot of people in their 40s who are now being diagnosed with diabetes or having heart attacks or having high blood pressure, high cholesterol. I'm seeing it in the 40s now.
I've
Okay.
got a
A
20-year-old
lot,
who's
a
dealing with
lot of people in their
diabetes.
40s are doing it, right?
Yeah.
They look amazing on the outside, but the inside is suffering. So
Yeah.
we do have to be better at protecting ourselves, and I think that's why we're having this conversation today about
Yeah.
long-term care. But having these comprehensive plans, guys, even with annuities, I love annuities as well. They do offer what we call income doublers. This means that if you are having an annuity that's going to pay out over time, payments to you in retirement, in the event that you do have a long-term care event, you can get double your income from that insurance company that's providing your annuity. So I do like
Yeah.
that also. So it's a great way to kind of leverage the cost of healthcare needs in the future.
Yeah. It just the concept of
Mhm.
lifetime income and doubling anything,
Mhm.
in a at a time where inflation is so high,
Yeah.
and regardless of where you are politically, everyone is struggling, and we all trying to figure out a better solution. So
Yeah,
many people are looking for part-time jobs and things of that nature to supplement the high expense just to live day to day.
for sure.
If in our 30s and 40s, or whatever age you are today, if we feel the struggle, we feel the stress, 20, 30, 40 years from now, I want to be relaxing. I don't
Yeah.
want to still be. So that's why I
Yeah.
think that it's so important for us to consider. And that's why I said, what are some set it and forget it type ways, so that you're accruing wealth for your future self. You already have these protections in place, so that when the time comes, you don't have to scramble. You don't have to, like, if all hell is breaking loose, you still
Mhm.
have peace of mind knowing that in your 20s, 30s, or even 40s, you put things in place so that you can live the life you desire, in your golden years.
Yeah, I mean, two things come to mind that I say is essential in any financial plan. If you are thinking about the future, your future self, flexibility. I would use index universal policy for that. And the second thing is an indexed annuity where it's not subject to the ups and downs of the market. So just being able to protect their retirement income or extra income that may be needed in those post-retirement years, those extra years that you the most high might extend you another 20, 30 years,
Yeah.
in retirement. So having those post-retirement funds, I think that index annuities provide a guarantee where they can just dump in a lump sum or contribute, monthly if they so desire, but also have the option to have a guarantee when they go to start taking and receiving income. I
Yeah,
think
no,
those are
I
the two
think
things.
that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Like you said, we're praying for long lives. We're
Yeah.
praying for all of this, but we need to be prepared, as well. What? How would someone start this journey, or where do we start? When did like when is the best time? And before we even go there, what about people who, because we've said, or at least I've said, like 20s, 30s, 40s. What about people who are in their 50s or 60s?
Hmm.
Are there
Oh yeah.
options for individuals who are closer to the age that we consider retirement? Because y'all know I say you can
Yeah.
retire whenever you plan to retire. If you CEO this thing, you got to
Yeah.
CEO your life. But for people who like are more mature and have been blessed to make it to their 50s and 60s, what if they don't have a plan in place, or they're unsure of it? Is there something for them? What's a solution for them?
Oh yeah, for sure. There are these financial concepts that we're discussing right now are for them as well. The flexibility that comes with a index universal life policy or an index annuity, you can be. I would say first, ask yourself at least two to three things. Right. Number one, when do I need access to the money? That's the first thing you got to ask yourself. The second thing is, how much money do I think I'm gonna need in retirement? I
Yeah,
know that's
come
a
on now.
hard question because I ask people all the time, they're like, Mercedes, I don't know. Well, if you don't know, you leaving it up to chance. I think it's
Yeah.
important for you to know how much money do you need in retirement. If you're living off of 70 or $80,000 a year, and you know that salary is not going to be there anymore, and they're going to cut it to 35 to 40%. How much are you going to need to make it every single month? I want you to
Yeah.
consider that. And the last thing I would say, Quintaria, is uh, do you have enough currently? Like knowing your current standing is super important.
Mm.
So when you ask yourself those three things, now you can have that 15-minute consultation to say, hey, these are my concerns. This is what I currently have. Can we look at what strategies we can put in place? And that
And
free consultation can take you a long way.
that's
It's
what I was about
better
to
to
say.
know than to not have the conversation and leave it up to chance and go back to work at 73.
Come on now. Yeah, and that's the beauty. The consultation, just 15 minutes.
Yep,
We talk on these calls for 15 minutes just to let you know that there is solutions that is available, and book a consultation. So
that's it.
wherever you're seeing this information, like, share, follow us,
Mhm.
and most importantly, book a consultation, in just 15 minutes, see where you are, and let's put together some lifetime income, some long-term care strategies so that you can set it and forget it, and you can live the legacy now and leave a legacy that you desire. Well,
Absolutely.
that's a wonderful, another wonderful session. Thank
Yes,
you, Mercedes, for
thank
today.
you.
Thank you, Tribe, for joining us. And we look forward to chatting with y'all over some consultations. How about that?
Yes, let's be intentional about everything, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you
Well,
so
you all
much.
have a great day. See you next Monday.
See you next Monday.